If you were born in the US and one or both of your parents are from Mexico, you can apply for citizenship through birthright. I'm actually going to be going tomorrow to the consulate here in Los Angeles to apply for my own. Both of my parents are from Mexico, and I've been really inspired by other people who've also been doing this as well. There are a lot of reasons why I'm doing this, one of them being that I'm an artist and I want to spend more time in Mexico and Latin America as an artist. I am already showing my work around the world, and I really would love to be able to spend more time in Mexico to meet other artists, other curators, other people who work in the arts. I'm also a therapist as well, and I'm known on the internet as a brujequis, or a witch who does spells, who creates art spells. I had an art spell last year for Pride on the Salesforce Tower. I'll share a little video of it here. And I want to continue to create my art around the world, and becoming a dual citizen would really help me with this process. Do you know of anyone who's ever applied for dual citizenship through birthright? Let me know if you have any tips or any ideas. For me, there are so many benefits to becoming a dual citizen. One of them being that you can spend more time in Mexico. You also have access to other countries around the world, and you can buy property, own land. You could just spend more time in Mexico or the US. And there's also healthcare that is so much more accessible in Mexico than it is here in the US. And so I know that there are a lot of people who are interested in this process. If you're interested in, I suggest you follow me, because I'm going to be posting a follow-up sharing how it goes at the consulate tomorrow. And I would love to answer any questions you all have around this process. I want to make sure that if you qualify, you go and obtain your dual citizenship, because it is your birthright. So go and get your citizenship. Nos vemos pronto, Mexico. Y'all, I didn't even get into the building. I have an update about my process of getting my Mexican citizenship. I went yesterday to the Mexican Consulate here in Los Angeles, and unfortunately, they told me I got the wrong appointment. So I got an appointment for what said like pasaportes or something, and I thought that was it. But I guess I have to get un registro civil appointment. And they said that they release those every Monday. So this Monday, I'm going to try to get one of those appointments. I have been seeing all over the internet, for those of you who are interested in applying for your own citizenship, there are people out there who can help you with the process. There's a company called DN Express, and I've seen a bunch of folks posting about them on YouTube and here on TikTok. They even have their own account. And I've been wondering, should I just go with them? Is that a lot easier? Am I wasting my time? Does it just make more sense for me to have someone else do it for me? I don't know. I'm thinking about it. So if you're interested in getting citizenship, just know that that might be an option. And I think it's also like they're lawyers and they can help you if you are having difficulty. I saw someone who commented here, and I might make another video about them being estranged from their father. I know that they help in situations like this, so definitely look into them. They're not that expensive. I think it's like a little over $300 to work with them. So just an option. And again, I'm kind of considering it myself. I'm definitely going to try on Monday to get an appointment. I'll let you all know how that goes, but I had a fail. Didn't even get inside the building. I was there and they were like, nope, not the right appointment. So I came back home yesterday. So just wanted to give you all an update, but hey, I'm not giving up. I'm going to keep trying. I need to get my Mexican citizenship one way or another. After much trying, I finally got an appointment with the Mexican Consulate here in Los Angeles, and I want to share how I did it. I've been trying so hard to get this appointment with the Registro Civil, which is the first step you take to start your process of getting dual citizenship. If you don't know much about this, I've made a couple other videos about this. Feel free to go check them out. But I've been trying so hard. They told me they're released on Mondays. I tried last Monday at around 9 a.m. Nothing. And I just kept looking and looking. I spent all week just checking and checking for appointments and there were none. And so I was just really annoyed, and I decided that today, on Monday again, I was going to get up really early. I woke up at like 6:45 to start at 7 a.m., which is when they open, to start looking for these appointments. So at around 7:01, I started looking, nothing. I kept looking. So one thing that I did that I think is just like a little tip is I was on their website, I was logged in, and just so you know, their website can be a little tricky, it can be a little hard to work with, but once you're in, stay in there. One way that I did that was by just kind of looking and putting in my zip code and having it tell me there was nothing available. So it would restart again, and I would just kind of keep doing that every few minutes to make sure it wouldn't log me out. That reason being because sometimes when you're logged out and you try to log back in, you'll be noted as suspicious and it'll block you out for 24 hours. So just something to know. Once you're logged in, make sure you stay in there. So just kind of interact with the website, keep yourself in the website. So that's one thing. And so from about 7 in the morning to around 7:30ish, I was looking, nothing, getting really disheartened, disappointed, was like, this is all fake. Do they ever have appointments? And so I just kept looking. And around like 7:40, I would say, I refreshed it again, looked again, and there was the Los Angeles Consulate Registro Civil appointments. So it took me a moment. It's definitely a hard process, but it's possible. I just did it. So I want you to know, don't give up. Mondays, start around 7-ish, start looking, don't give up. Keep looking. Again, if you want to start at 7 like I did, or if you want to start around 7:30, but definitely don't start at 9 because I think by then they're all gone. All the appointments are gone. So I got an appointment for 2 weeks on a Monday in a couple of weeks. I'm so excited to finally have a little bit of progress here. And, I was definitely thinking of giving up and going with DN Express, but I am glad I kept trying and I'm so excited. Again, I'll keep you all updated. Let me know if you have any questions. I hope this works out for you all. Again, I know this is a hard process, but keep at it, keep trying. You'll get through at some point. Thank you so much, Graciela, for your comment. It's true. Appointments do open up on Wednesday. The only thing, though, is that they told me at the consulate that the Registro Civil appointments are given out on Mondays. It is the other appointments, the ones for passports or for other things that you might need in the consulate, that are given out on Wednesday. Because the last time I got my appointment on Wednesday, they did not let me in the building. And so if you want to go check out that other video that I made a couple of videos back, you'll see that I did get an appointment on a Wednesday and it was the wrong one. And they told me that I needed a Registro Civil appointment that they're only given out on Mondays, which is why I made that video that you commented on, because I just want people to know that it's true, that they are released on Mondays. I did get a Registro Civil appointment, and that's the first appointment you need if you're wanting to get dual citizenship. Dual citizenship journey update. I just got home from the Mexican Consulate. I was not successful, and let me just share what happened. I was actually able to get inside. I met with a representative. They looked over my paperwork. They said that everything was great except one of my documents. And unfortunately, they said that I either need to get this document fixed or my dad needs to get another document of some sort. Both of these processes will take a few months, depending. I'm feeling a little annoyed that they're such sticklers that they really need to have all your information correct. And I also understand that this is why there are services like DN Express that exist to support you when you are in this kind of situation. And I'm honestly thinking of now going with them because this is just frustrating. So this was my first appointment. You need to have, I think, at least 2 appointments to get approved. And I have to get this document fixed, which might take me from 1 to 3 months maybe. And then I have to get lucky and get another appointment for my first appointment again with the Mexican Consulate. So if I go down this route of just doing it on my own and not getting any help, it's going to take me maybe 6 months to get this. So I'm definitely thinking now I might be going with DN Express just because I don't want to deal with this anymore. I feel like it's such a waste of time. I understand that if you don't have the means to do this, that you could just like take that time, but I want my dual citizenship now. I don't want to wait. So I think I'm going to do it. I'm going to pay. What do y'all think about that? Let me know if you have any questions about paying. I will definitely let you know how that goes. But for now, it's a no-go. And just want to let you all know that if you are wanting to do this process, make sure that all the names across all the documents match up. And if they don't, start the process of getting that fixed, because they will call you out on one of those documents not being right. And that's what happened today. Like, all my documents are great except one of them. Except one. Yeah, and I think what's so annoying is that the thing that's messed up is actually messed up because of a practice that they have in the US of basically messing up Mexican people's names on certain documentation. And because of the fact that the names are different in Mexico as they are here. You know, in Mexico, people have two last names. Here in the US, that's not common. And so a lot of people's names were like reworked when they came to the US. And because of that, I'm screwed. So just want to share that with you all. I guess, I'm definitely going to go to DN Express now. I'm really annoyed that this is my second time going in person, that I'm still back where I started. And, that calling these places has really let me know that it's going to be a few months before I even get any movement on this. So, yeah, I can see why so many people turn towards hiring professional help. Dual citizenship update. If you've been following me along on this long journey, I have been working towards getting my Mexican citizenship as the child of two parents from Mexico. My mom and dad are both from Mexico, and I, like anyone else in the United States that is a child, a descendant of a Mexican person, you qualify to get your Mexican citizenship. So you can become a person that has two citizenships. And what that does is it gives you options, it gives you access, and that's something that maybe might be important in this moment. So anyway, if you've been following me along, I've been going through this long journey of trying to make it happen with the Mexican Consulate here in Los Angeles. So just to kind of let you know where I'm at with that, I've kind of given up on that route. I've actually decided to go with DN Express, or Doble Nacionalidad Express. They're a service that is based in Calexico, which is near Tijuana and San Diego, and they help you with your journey. And I wanted to share why I went with them. So, as I shared in my last video, when I went to the consulate, I finally got to meet with someone. They looked at my paperwork and they found that there was one mistake on one of my documents. Just one. Everything else was great, but just one of my documents had one mistake. And, I started looking into what it would take to fix that, to amend that document. And I realized that it was going to take between 5 to 6 months for them to amend my document. And not only that would I have to wait 5 to 6 months, I would then have to make another appointment. They would look through my paperwork again, and then I would have to make a second appointment and bring my parents to Los Angeles and meet with them again to then finally get approved, which is not guaranteed. So I kind of had a moment where I was like, am I willing to wait until maybe next year to make this happen? Or do I just decide to pay and have someone help me with this process? So, which is what I've decided to do. It is not that much money relative to what you get. It costs $350 at this moment. And I had to send them, copies, like scans of the paperwork. And I also had to send them my original birth certificate via mail. They just wrote me today to say that they received my birth certificate and that I'm guaranteed to get my Mexican birth certificate in 3 to 4 weeks, not months, 3 to 4 weeks. And with that, I will be able to go to the Mexican Consulate and get my passport, my Mexican passport, and I'll be a dual citizen. Ah, it's happening. So just want to recommend them again. I'm going to update you all just to let you know when and if I get this, when it actually happens. I know that I definitely have been inspired by all the people who've been sharing their own journey, and it's actually what has made me go down this route. So I want to be one of those people who can also share, from this moment where I still don't have it, I want to be able to share and update you all on how it goes. That way you know if it's a route that you want to take or not. So stay tuned. I have a whole series now here where I'm going to just keep updating on my journey towards becoming a Mexican citizen. And I want to just invite you all along because I know that I'm not the only one thinking about this stuff. I'm actually going to make a new series because my partner is a descendant of Croatia, and he and I want to get Croatian citizenship too. And so haven't started that journey yet, but I am definitely planning on starting that journey soon. And so I will also update you all on that in case you're from Croatia or another country, because there are a lot of countries, just, FYI, American citizens, there are a lot of countries that would love to invite you to come and become a citizen of their country. So look into it. It's definitely a thing. And yeah, so stay tuned. I will let you know how it goes. But for now, I think this is happening. Hopefully, by this time next week, I'm going to be a dual citizen. I'm going to be a Mexican and an American citizen. If you followed along, I actually have a playlist right here that you can follow along. I've been on a journey of trying to become a dual citizen by descendants. My parents are from Mexico. I was born in Los Angeles, and I've been wanting to become a dual citizen. I've been trying to go through the consulate, but I've run into a couple of snafus, and I've decided to go with doble nacionalidad express. A lot of you have been leaving comments saying that you've either been going through the same experience, and you've been asking me, is DN Express safe? Is it legit? Is it trustworthy? And I've been saying, I hope so, because I'm waiting to hear back from them. So as far as I know, they've received my paperwork, they received my payment, and they said that in 3 to 4 weeks, I'll get a response. And that is next week. So stay tuned. I'll let you know what goes on and if I become a dual citizen. Dual citizenship update. I know I have a lot of you waiting to hear back to see if I'm finally a U.S. and a Mexican citizen. Well, I'm not. I was waiting patiently to hear from Doble Nacionalidad Express as they told me it was going to be 3 to 4 weeks. I have not heard from them, so I sent them an email and they did not respond. So I started to get nervous and I decided to give them a call. I just called them a few minutes ago. I spoke with a very friendly person over the phone. Hablamos en español, and they let me know that because of the new presidential administration change that's been happening in Mexico, their applications are taking a little longer than expected. She was able to find my application and told me that yes, she was confirming that 4 weeks had passed since they first got my application, and that it would probably take 2 more weeks for me to receive a response. So, just wanting to make this video to give you all an update. I know a lot of you have asked me about this process. You've also asked me if DN Express is safe, it's secure, if it's legit. And I've been saying, I hope so, and I still hope so. And I trust that they're going to give me a response in around 2 weeks. I know this is a really busy time for a lot of people, and, with them saying that this is connected to the administration change of the presidency, I could definitely see how that would make things take a little longer. So we'll see. I, again, will update you all as soon as I get more info. Wanted just to give you this little update because I know that a lot of you are waiting, or you're not sure, or you have questions about this process. And I definitely am one of those people too. So this is one of the reasons why I'm doing this. I want to make sure that I communicate and share how this process goes, because I know there are a lot of you who are thinking about getting your own dual citizenship. Thank you for this question, Señorita Anaí. Señorita Anaí asks, wait, you're requesting dual citizenship without living in Mexico? Yes, I am. I live in Los Angeles. And you can see here, this is from the Mexican Consulate's website. It says in Spanish, las personas nacidas fuera de México de padres mexicanos tienen derecho a la nacionalidad mexicana sin importar dónde hayan nacido sus padres. So this says in Spanish, people who were born outside of Mexico from Mexican parents have the right to receive nationality, Mexican nationality. It doesn't matter where their parents were born. So this is something that's possible for people living in the U.S. If you have a consulate that is near you, I definitely recommend you go and talk to them. And there are other options. I know there are other companies. If you want to look at the playlist that I've made here on my profile, you'll see how I've been trying to go through the consulate. It's been a little bit challenging, but I ended up going with this company called Doble Nacionalidad Express, and I'm still in the middle of my process. I still have not received my dual citizenship, but I'm hopeful. I feel like it's going to happen soon. They told me that it's going to be 2 more weeks. So just know that that is an option. But yes, you could very much apply to become a Mexican citizen without living in Mexico. Dual citizenship update. This is a big one. I am officially a dual citizen. I'm a Mexican and an American citizen. I just got an email from Doble Nacionalidad Express letting me know that my new acta de nacimiento, or birth certificate from Mexico, is here. I got to see a scan of it. It looks amazing, and they are sending it in the mail right now. So I should be getting it in the next couple days. And I will be making another video where I open up this letter so I can show you physical proof that I've gotten my American and my Mexican birth certificate back from Doble Nacionalidad Express, especially those of you who've been following along on this journey and have had some questions, aren't sure if this is a legit or safe route to go down. It seems like it's working, and so I just want to show you all proof that I got it. And then, of course, the next step after that is going to be to go to the Mexican Consulate here in Los Angeles to get my Mexican passport. And then I will have two passports. So excited to be at this stage. I'm so grateful for the help that they've given me, and I want to believe that it's all legit, it's all real, and we won't know that until I go to that Mexican consulate and they give me my birth certificate with a passport, and I know for sure that I'm then a Mexican citizen. And then I would love to maybe make a couple more videos after that to think about other things that you can do once you have your Mexican citizenship. I'm definitely going to be planning a trip to Mexico. I'm definitely thinking about opening up a Mexican bank account. There's so many things you can do once you have your dual citizenship. So this is for all of you who are descendants of people from Mexico. And if you're interested in doing this, it is possible and you can receive help. And again, thank you for following along with me on this journey. There is more to come. Dual citizenship update. This one is massive. I finally got my paperwork from DN Express in the mail yesterday. For those of you who've been following me on this journey, I sent my birth certificate to DN Express about a month and a half ago, and they promised me that I would be getting my Mexican birth certificate along with my US birth certificate back. I know a lot of you have been asking questions about DN Express. Is it legit? Is it safe? Well, we're gonna see, because I'm gonna be doing an opening here of this package live. Oh my gosh, I'm opening it right now for the first time. Oh my gosh. I'm like so nervous. Okay, so it comes in this envelope, and oh my gosh. Okay, so in here, I'm not going to show you, obviously, but I'm looking, and I have my American birth certificate back, which, yes, that's great. I was definitely nervous sending it, and oh my gosh, mi acta de nacimiento de Mexico is here. I'm like so happy. I have both a Mexican and a US birth certificate now, and I am naturalized as a Mexican citizen. This is so exciting. As I've shared, my next step now with this is I'm gonna go to the Mexican Consulate here in Los Angeles to get my passport, and then y'all will know for sure if this is all legit. Okay, so I thought this would be a good moment for me to give a little recap as to why I went with DN Express. So initially I went to the Mexican Consulate because it is free to go and ask to become a dual citizen, but they sometimes can make the process really difficult. For example, with me, there was one mistake on one of my documents that after investigating, it would have taken 6 months to a year to get it fixed, and then it's not guaranteed that they're going to give you your Mexican birth certificate. So I decided to go with DN Express instead. It did cost me $350 to go with them, but instead of waiting for 6 months to a year to then have to start the process over again, they did it in a month and a half. I got my birth certificate in a month and a half, which has totally moved me now into this next part of my journey, which means that now I'm going to be getting my Mexican passport. So if you are someone who is stuck, if you've been trying, if you've been going back and forth with the Mexican Consulate, if you've been trying to get paperwork amended and translated and fixed, and it's not working, or if you're in a difficult situation where you're maybe missing something, or you have a complicated situation, I want to recommend that you reach out to them. But again, as I've shared in all my videos, I am saying that this is working, but I also want to make sure you all come all the way along with me until this is like fully done, until I fully have this, because we want to make sure that this works, right? We want to make sure that this is legit. But just really wanting to share why I decided to do this, why this might be a good resource for you all in case you are stuck, or in case you don't want to wait forever to try to make this happen. Because I definitely have heard of people waiting just years and years and years and never having any progress. So that's what made me decide to pay money to just not just be sitting here waiting for these government agencies to do their work, and instead to bypass all that and to get to this point that I'm at now, which I'm so excited to be at. Dual citizenship update. This time I have 2. The first one being that if all goes as planned, by this time next week, I'm not only going to have a US passport, I'm also going to have a Mexican passport here in my other hand. So I just made an appointment with the Mexican Consulate, and it was rather difficult. I consider myself someone who is rather adept with the computer, but this website is so intense. I could see why some people pay to get appointments, because you get like at least 7 or even up to 10 captchas before you get your appointment. So not just when you sign in, but throughout the whole process, they keep appearing, and they are so hard to decipher. I literally have to refresh them several times so that I can get something that I can actually read, because it's just like a jumble of letters and numbers and you're supposed to type them out. And, another thing I've shared about this process is that if you get logged out, or if you log out yourself and try to log in, sometimes you'll get flagged as suspicious and you won't be able to go on for 24 hours, which, time is of the essence here. Like woke up pretty early this morning and I got my appointment at around 8ish in the morning, and there were a lot of appointments left. So just know that they are there on, I think, Mondays and Wednesdays. And I know I share a lot about the logistical parts of why I'm on this journey to becoming a dual citizen, but I wanted just to share a little bit of the personal. I yesterday met up with some friends and we set intention. We're all artists, and we set intention to share our art in Mexico City next year. And that is my announcement number 2 is that I bought myself tickets to go to Semana del Arte in Mexico City next year. I have gone now. This is going to be my 4th year now that I'm going to be going to Semana del Arte. Every time it's such a transformative experience. If you've never been to Art Week in Mexico City, it is so, so incredible. There are thousands, probably hundreds, I'm sure, of events, exhibitions, performances. There are massive art fairs. There are people that fly in from all over the world to go see the incredible art that blossoms during Semana del Arte in the city. And so my friends and I met yesterday, and we're setting intention and wanting to envision our art being shown in the city. If you don't know this and you're just following me because of my journey here, I am an artist. I do share some of my work here on TikTok, and also you can go and check out my website, which is my name, edgarfabianfrias.org, and you could see the kind of work that I've shown all over the world. And I have not shown enough in Mexico. I've only shown a little bit of my art in Mexico, and I'm excited to share more. And that is the personal part of this journey, is that I'm just feeling so moved, inspired, and drawn to go to Mexico to connect more with the communities there, to connect more with the art that's there, to take it in and to share my art. And another one of the big reasons is that I am Virarica. My family is from Zacatecas and Jalisco, and also in Tijuana. And I've been reconnecting more and more with Virarica art, the Virarica culture, communities. I was fortunate enough to meet this beautiful, amazing artist the last time I was in Mexico City, and I love this piece so much. I'm so excited to meet more Virarica artists and community, medicine people. I am really looking forward to spending more time in Mexico now that I'm going to become a dual citizen. There are so many reasons why I'm on this journey, but these are just 2 of my personal reasons and 2 announcements as well. So just want to ask you all, why are you on this journey? I've had so many of you leaving me comments, asking questions. I would love to hear why you are on this journey of becoming a dual citizen, and let me know how it's going. Let me know what your process is like, and if you have any questions. Again, I'm trying to get to everyone. I definitely try to respond to everyone if I can, but if I miss you, comment again, let me know, say, hey, what's up? Thank you all. Dual citizenship journey update. This one is for all of you who are considering going with DN Express or Doble Nacionalidad Express. If you are the child of 1 or 2 parents from Mexico and you are interested in getting your double nationality, dual citizenship in Mexico and the United States, this video is for you. I've been on a journey working towards my own dual citizenship. I have a whole playlist here that you can look at so you can see what my journey has been like. And I recently went to the Mexican Consulate this week to take the paperwork that Doble Nacionalidad Express gave me to see if it would actually work. And I'm so happy to share that I'm now officially a dual citizen. I have 2 passports, Mexico and the United States. I was very surprised that I had 0 issues going to the consulate. They very easily took my paperwork. I ended up going with a 10-year passport, which this was about 190 something bucks. And yeah, it was all legit. So I really want you all to know, because I know I was a little nervous about going down this route. But if you followed me here on this journey, you'll know why I did it. Because one of the routes was the cheaper, yes, the potentially even free or just like $20 route, but it would have taken me many, many, many months, maybe 6 months, maybe even up to a year for me to get the paperwork back fixed in order for me to actually go and apply again. And I would also have to get that paperwork translated. I would have to at some point bring my parents to the office. There was all these steps I had to take. And so I decided instead to go and pay $350 to have Doble Nacionalidad Express do the work for me. And they got it all back, all my paperwork back in 1 month. And then I was able to schedule my appointment to get my passport, and it all worked out. And now I'm a dual citizen, and now I'm going to Mexico City next year. I'm going to go as a Mexican national, and I'm just so grateful to the folks who have inspired me to go down this route. I did not think this would be possible, but it's just so amazing that this is real now. And, again, I just want to say, yes, DN Express is legit. They are helpful. They work. If you're in a bind, if you feel like, oh, I don't want to wait months and months and months to not know if I'm going to get this citizenship, they can help you out. It is relatively inexpensive. And again, a lot of you have been commenting saying, it's free, don't pay for it. Yes, it is free. But if you run into an issue, if there's a name that's misspelled, if a parent is missing, if one of the papers doesn't match the other ones, there could be so many reasons that they deny you, and then you're stuck. They get you unstuck. And once you're unstuck, then you're on your way to getting your Mexican passport, and you become a dual citizen. So just want to recommend them. You could follow me along on this journey, so you could see that I, went into this with trepidation. I went into this not knowing if this was going to actually be real. And then it all happened. It's all real. It all worked out. So I'm very happy to say that I recommend them, and that I want you all to go with DN Express if you need any help. That I think that they're super legit, and they're super helpful, and they've made the process so much easier. So I'm going to continue this playlist because I have so much more I want to do. I want to get my INE card next. I also want to open up a bank account. I might want to see what it's like trying to apply for gigs as an artist in Mexico. So I want to just kind of continue this because I've been really appreciating all the feedback, all the folks who've been following me. I really want to continue this because I know I'm not the only one. I know a lot of you are also going and applying for your dual citizenship. So I want to be a resource here in case you are considering it and you need some help, because it is not an easy process, not an easy process whatsoever. So I think I really, really have benefited from people sharing their experiences honestly and openly. And so I want to be one of those people. And so I welcome you to ask me questions, to share this, to let us also know how your journey goes. If you have any tips or tricks, all of that is welcome. So thank you so much for being a part of this journey. As I said, I'm going to continue this playlist. I'm also going to be putting these videos on my YouTube channel because I want them there, because I think it's important to continue to disseminate this information. So, I'm a dual citizen of Mexico and the United States. It's real. It's here.